Today I'm going to show you 10 really rare pedals from my pedal collection. I've got something new to show you. It's from my friends over at Eventide. They actually sent several things, which I'm going to show in some later episodes, but this I'm really excited about. It is the Rose delay. Let me open it up. It's a new delay from them, a modulated delay with a ton of features. Got the bag, stickers, gotta have my stickers. And here's the pedal. It's cool, it's like in a smaller format than some of the other stuff. And I've heard demos of this. I did not get to play it at NAMM, so I'm really excited to plug it up and let's listen to it together. Let's start off our 10 rare pedals with an extremely rare and important part of pedal history. It's from 1991 and it's brought to us by the great Mike Matthews of Electro-Harmonix fame. Mike starts Electro-Harmonix in the late 60s. He goes through the 70s and 80s. He's innovating. He's doing amazing stuff like the Memory Man, the Big Muff, the Pog, all these cool pedals. But then he finds himself going through 2 bankruptcies. At the end of that, he decides to get involved with some old Soviet Russian technology companies, old warehouses, old factories, and he starts selling tubes. They had these big manufacturing companies there of valve tubes, like a tube amp uses. And he's selling those all over the world. People are putting their own brand names on it, and he kind of starts to be the guy known for, if you want tubes, go to Mike Matthews and go to this new company called Sovtek. Well, one day he sees that those pedal prices from his old Electro-Harmonix in the 70s and 80s, they're going way up. And he says, I'm going to do pedals again. So he does. And right here in this wooden box is the very first Sovtek pedal. You could say it's the very first modern Electro-Harmonix pedal, kind of post-bankruptcy, new wave Electro-Harmonix. It's really cool, really, really rare, and one of my favorites. The Red Army Overdrive. Let me pop it out here. There's some really cool things about it. First of all, it just says Mike Matthews. That's pretty baller. Sovtek, no mention of Electro-Harmonix. Red Army volume, tone, and distortion. This is a big muff, but not only a big muff, it's the very first Russian big muff ever made, and a lot of people don't realize it because, first of all, they've never seen it, and it says overdrive. A big muff's not really overdrive. It's quite unique among the big muff family, and sounds really, really good. This next one is really, really awesome. Like, they're all awesome, but this one's like next level awesome. Are you ready? I think you're ready. There was the Full-Drive 2. You've all seen this. The blue pedal with 2 foot switches. But before that one, there was the Full-Drive 2 that was orange or red. Depends on how you see colors. I think it's orange. There was this guy. So here it is. Full-Drive Model 2. This is literally like an Avery sticker from like a school supply place. Flip the box up, pull it out. This. Silver with label maker. serial number 171, signed by Mike Fuller on February of 1996. This is kind of like the prototype phase of the Full-Drive 2. Really, really fun. Sounds just like the other ones, but it's awesome because this is before he knew how much this pedal was going to forever change the pedal world. The Full-Drive went on to be one of the best-selling pedals ever. It put him on the map, and he just continued to knock it out of the park time and time again. Next one's really, really fun. A really cool find. I've had it for years. It is a Diamond Memory Lane 2. Now this pedal is a big deal for pedals because it's the first ever Bucket Brigade all analog delay that had tap tempo. So it gave you the ability to tap in your tempo. And what makes this really, really special and rare is that it's a 2008 prototype. I don't even remember how I got a hold of this. I think someone contacted me and just thought it was cool and thought I might want it. But if you look in the back, it says show demo August 6th of 08. And there's no serial number on the back sticker. And on the board here, if you look at the top, you might can see it, it says demo in the middle of the circuit board up top. So this is really cool. It's a really big piece of technology history. Huge Diamond fan. They are some of the best pedal designers ever. And this is just a cool moment of like, they kind of broke through and did something that had really never been done. Now, I was the second person to ever put out a tap tempo analog delay, and that was with the Big Panther delay. But that wasn't until 2011, so they beat me by years. And just really, really fun to have this. And plus, it's a killer sounding pedal. The modulation on it, the way that it repeats and the way that it regenerates is so, so cool. This one is some JHS rareness. It's pretty rare that JHS has a rare pedal, so I guess in a way this is like double rare, but that aside, it is a 2012 SuperBolt. This one in particular is the 10th SuperBolt ever made. It was built in October, and it has something wildly different about it. Now, it's not the fact that it's hand stamped. All my early pedals, I stamped them with rubber stamps. I didn't even label some of the knobs. That's pretty typical. If I did, I put one letter. You'll notice all the power jacks on the older pedals have an exclamation point. And, you know, that's normal. There are those out there. But what makes this really crazy is the icon. There are only 50 of these, in my recollection, that we ever built that have a 3-stage lightning bolt. If you look at new SuperBolts, notice it's a 4-stage lightning bolt. Now, I had to change this because I got a call from the guy who held the trademark for Supro, and the mark is actually the 3-bolt. It's that particular. So I changed it over, and this 3-stage, we quit building them really quickly and kind of complied with that request because we just honestly didn't know. Once we found out, we changed it, and that makes this a very, very rare and collectible pedal. This this one is proof that I have serious problems. I mean, some people call me a pedal hoarder, some people call me a pedal collector. I just like to say that I'm a lover of pedals, and in this case, pedals that have never been out of the box. This is a late 90s Electro-Harmonix small stone, and I never opened it. Still has the copper here. I actually don't even know what's in this. Like, it could be even more rare than I realized, because what if I open it and there's like a small clone in it or something, like the wrong pedal, and then it's even more rare. And this is the stuff that keeps me up all night. Like, I think about what's in the box, but I can't open the box, because if I open the box, it's no longer special or cool. Like, I know there's a warranty card. Like, what if there's a card that says mail in and get a free t-shirt? I go crazy thinking about what's in the box, but I don't know. And I'm making a choice to never know what's in the box. But I'm pretty sure that this small stone phaser sounds really good, but I don't have a problem. I mean, I'm okay. I'm totally fine. I'm okay, I don't have a problem. Okay, so I promised you 10 rare pedals. You couldn't hear that one, so let's just act like that never happened. Okay, deal? All right. Next up is a fun one. It is a 1981 ProCo Rat. It's a big box version. These are collectible. And yeah, there's a lot of these out there and they're rare, but there's not a lot of this one. Now, what makes this particularly strange, interesting, rare, fascinating is the fact that the filter control is not called filter. It's called tone control. See that? Here is also a Rat from 1981. I'm gonna hold them side by side. So this is the rare one. This is the not rare one. Look closely at those middle controls. One is labeled filter and one is labeled tone. Now, from 1979 to 81, they said tone. This is one of the last ones ever made with tone. So 81 was the transitional year. They made some like this and some like this. But either way, this is a rare bird. Sounds really, really nice. I love the big box Rats. I love how they feel, I love how they look. Now there is one even more, there's actually two even more rare than this. There's one where there are no lowercase letters and the tail of the R is actually like chunkier. If you see one of those, you know how to get a hold of me. You know where I'm at, let me know, because I might want it. And then there's the most rare Rat of all. It's called the Bud Box. It looks nothing like this, has orange on the black, and it has an actual rat on there. There's 12 or 11 of those on Earth. So also, if you got one of those laying around, hit me up. It's not that I want it. I don't have to have it. Like I said earlier, I don't have a problem. I don't need those other rare ones because I have this rare one. It's fine. Like, if you have one, I don't need them. I mean, you could let me know that. Next up is a Boss DM2 delay pedal. There are tons of these. I would say there's thousands upon 10,000s of this pedal. Anywhere you can find one right now on Reverb or eBay. There's probably some at your local guitar store in the used bucket because they made a ton of this. It's not really rare, so why am I holding it and why is it on this episode? Well, it's not this that's rare. It's this. This is a Korean-made Delay DL1. Now, it's exactly the same circuit inside down to the circuit board itself and the parts placement. It's a really, really bizarre thing. It's from 1983. This is 1982. So someone, somewhere, had a company. I don't know the company name because they didn't bother to tell us, but they just straight up copied Boss pedals in a plastic enclosure and sounds good. Looks cool. It's just a weird piece of history. This one's fun because I found it at another pedal builder's lair, his secret lair in Holland, Michigan. I was up there on vacation. I went in and stopped by to see my friend John Cusack of Cusack Pedals. If you've never heard of his pedals, go check them out. They're amazing. But he had some stuff lying around, and this was one of them. And it caught my attention, and dare I say, caught my heart. It is an MXR labeled Western NAMM Winter of 1982. Now, obviously, this is for a special occasion. Anaheim is where this NAMM show was. It's where it currently still is. And it doesn't even say what it is, but it's a Phase 45. It sounds just like any other old Phase 45. But you know, that's my birthday, 1982. And I'm not a huge fan of NAMM, so, you know, act like I won't say that. But this has got to be really crazy rare. I'm pretty sure they made this for employees or for like top dealers. So I'm guessing there's less than 10 of these out there. If anyone knows, let me know. If some of you MXR guys are watching, I need the details. I really, really want to know. It's a cool piece of history, and it's cool because I found it, fixed it up, got it working again. And big thanks to John Cusack for letting me take it off his hands. This is probably the rarest pedal that I own. If I ever ended up at like a rare pedal competition where you take your pedal and throw it in the ring and let it duke it out with another pedal, this is the one I'm taking to the fight. It is a 1966 Sola Sound Tone Bender Mark 1.5, version 1.5. So the tone bender comes into play in 1965. You know, the version 1's rare. The version 2's rare. There's a lot of rare tone benders, but this is really, really crazy. A lot of people didn't even know this existed because it's only made for a few months in the fall of 1966. For some reason, the 3-transistor tone bender Mark I, version 1, just goes away for a few months, and this 2-transistor version is produced. And then this goes away, and it's back to 3-transistor version in the Mark II, and so on. It's a really, really strange pedal, and there aren't many of these anywhere because none were ever really made. Now, there's another layer to this really cool story. The 1.5 tone bender being around for just a few months and then disappearing is super interesting because when we look at the classic fuzz face made by Arbiter, it is a part-for-part copy of the 1.5 tone bender. So the tone bender goes from 3 transistors to 2. It's only around for a few months. Dallas Arbiter copies it part for part. This stays alive, but this goes back to a Mark II with 3 transistors, and the fuzz face lives on. This story is awesome, the rarity is amazing, and it is a beautiful, beautiful piece of pedal history. Bonus points because it's British. British pedals are usually just better. That is a fact. I read it on the internet. Here it is. It is the Colorsound Octivider. It's a Sola Sound, Colorsound, made in London, England. This is from 1974. There weren't a lot of these made, and it's really, really fun. It's an old technology, kind of primitive octave device. So a sub-octave, and it actually tracks okay. It's really fun to play because it has some unpredictability. I love it with fuzz pedals and overdrive pedals. I love this brand. I love the look of them. And I love knowing that this is really rare and that I was able to get it from a guy in England and he shipped it over. All right, we're at the end. This is the last of the 10 rare pedals, and it is amazing. It's something where in hindsight, I can look back and I can see this story. And I know that when this pedal that I'm about to show you was built, that the builder had no idea how important it was gonna be and how this pedal that he had designed was forever gonna change guitar pedals and the guitar industry. Here it is, you ready? It is Klon Centaur 002, built in January of 1995. This is the first Klon ever built and the first Klon ever sold, right here in my hands. Now you're asking, why is it serial number 002? And that is a fantastic question. Bill, the creator and the builder of this pedal, he had 18 orders and he set serial number 001 aside. He fulfilled the 18 orders, building 002 first. So when he built 001, it was actually the 19th built. He kept that, but this was out in the wild and I got a hold of it. And it is so amazing. Even the look of it, it almost looks like it's painted with a paintbrush, and then, I don't know. I have all these ideas of stuff, but it's so, so cool. Here is the sales receipt, $285. They've definitely increased. The plastic bag. Here is an envelope where it had the adapter for the power cable in there. And then we've got some other cool stuff. Basically like some important notes. You have to remember this is like pre-internet selling really. Outboard power for the Centaur. Talking about the little jack that I showed you. And then here's the manual. I believe this is handwritten by Bill and then he just ran photocopies. One more thing. The business card. I doubt any of this works anymore, but there's his phone number and stuff. Yeah, so last but not least, give it a listen. Today's record time is brought to you by 2011's Odd Soul by the band Mutemath. Mutemath has several records before this, but this one is really interesting and really good to me because it's a transitional record. They had 4 members, the guitar player leaves, and they make this record with the 3 remaining members. The bass player kind of took over most of the guitar duties as well, and it kind of lends itself to being a more riff-based album. Really cool guitar parts, really great use of effects, great songwriting, lots of JHS pedals on this album as well. But besides that, it's just really, really cool, and I think it's unique to the band. So check it out if you've never heard it. And in the comments below, tell me about an album that's by a band that feels different. Maybe it's something transitional due to member changes or something like that. But drop it in the comments and then let me know in the comments what you think about this. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did like the episode, subscribe to the channel, and there's a bell icon. If you click that, you get notifications of all future episodes. In the comments below, I'd love to know what your favorite pedal from today's show was. And then also, if you own a rare pedal or a historical pedal, put that in the comments as well. I'd love to know all about it. Until next time, have a wonderful day.